Hello ABC 26 in New Orleans. This is my video submission for Remembering Katrina. Um, my name is Jamira Shorty, but my username on YouTube is Who06. And I am a Hurricane Katrina survivor. During 5 years, it's been 5 years since this tragic, devastating storm that hit the Gulf Coast. And I can really remember like it was yesterday. Like, I honestly could sit here and still say that I have flashbacks from, you know, it was a very devastating and horrible time for our city. It also was a trying time and a true test of our involvement in the city, like as a family. Like when Hurricane Katrina came, I'm not from the Ninth Ward, but I was actually in the lower Ninth Ward when it occurred. I had just started school at UNO, and it came like it really came like a thief in the night. Like the water, the crying, it was like the screaming of death was just upon us. Like it was like a plague almost, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Really, I couldn't really believe my ears that all of this was happening, especially in my hometown. Like we always had storms that came and go, but we never would have thought for a long shot that Hurricane Katrina would have had this much of an effect on us. Um, Honestly, from the first day that it happened, um, I thought we was gonna come out of this pretty good. Like, okay, we're good. We're gonna come out of this pretty strong. Things is not that as bad as it seems. But as the days started to progress, and we seen I saw the process of how things are being, expedited, as far as like the rescue teams and the help, uh, the police, the paramedics. It was just all out of whack, and everyone was pointing fingers, blaming this, that, third. Army Corps of Engineers, the police department, the fire department, the mayor, the president. Everybody was getting blamed for these things. And need I remind you, like we're New Orleans. It's like a city like no other. Wherever you go, people always gonna want to say, "I want to go to New Orleans to visit one day," because they know that there's true culture there. There's true history. It's just a lot of love that's been compact in this little Cajun-like Creole city that we call home. And I really do call home no matter where I go. I currently live in LA, but after Hurricane Katrina, I moved to various different places. The first place I moved to after Hurricane Katrina, because I actually stayed throughout the whole duration of, the storm. Like, it was terrible. Like to actually see people die in front of your face and drown, and it was mind-boggling. Like it really was mind-boggling. I mean, there was a time where I could not even sit here and even mention the word Katrina without, sparking up a tear. But I never once was ungrateful for the storm, because I know some people might find it weird, but I'm very grateful of the storm. It kind of brought the city to its knees to know who is in charge. God is the one who's in charge. And we had to be brought to our knees to know that we are one. Like, we had to be brought back together through a storm, which was kind of sad. But now, from this whole storm incident, this whole storm, everyone has gotten together. Everyone is one. Everyone is a family now. Everyone's supporting each other. Business starting to pick back up. Families are starting to become a little bit much more stronger. People are starting to be a little bit much more alert and aware of storm safety and storm care and all those safety procedures that goes into effect when a storm like this comes. Now, after the storm initially, I moved to Texas, and believe me, Texas wasn't a place I really wanted to be, because it's no place like home. Like I felt like Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Like seriously, I feel like there was no place like home. Like New Orleans is the place to be. Maybe sometime later on down the line, I would like to move back to my home city, because I definitely want to have a center for the young ones. I love kids. Absolutely adore them. And I really want people to know that New Orleans is an up and coming city. Like we are not gone. Trust me, we are coming. We're making a great comeback. Trust me, we're back. We're gonna be back like the Big Bang Theory. You feel me? Like we're definitely on the verge of becoming one of those cities that everyone is going to be returning back to. Yeah, like I was saying, I moved to Texas. Then from Texas, I moved to Alabama. From Alabama, I moved to Georgia. And from Georgia, I moved back to New Orleans because I couldn't help the fact that I had to be back amongst my people. I had to be part of the rebuilding effort. Like I had to be there firsthand because this is my city. You know, my ancestors, you know, the people before me helped build this city to what it was. And even though it's not the most, you know, elaborate or elegant city in the world, it's my home. It's our home. And to all those who helped us throughout the duration of it, like from like the other states and the celebrities and the media, I also would like to thank ABC 26 and all the other newscasters for rolling up their sleeves and getting into that water and getting into the depths of, you know, Hurricane Katrina's destruction. There was a time where people, you know, they kind of still don't really have overcome the whole Katrina thing, but these reporters were there firsthand to help share their stories to the world. Like, to see these stories expanded all throughout the nation and for people to come from all walks of life to help, that was a really, really big step for most of these newscasters that they did. And I think they did a tremendous job of covering it. Trust me, it was devastating. I know it was pretty devastating to not even wake up, because most of these reporters did not get even an ounce of sleep. It was extremely heart-wrenching and tiresome, but we kept at it, and I do want to congratulate New Orleans for, you know, not only winning the Super Bowl last year, but, you know, seeing the positive perspective of this. Like, you know, houses for habitats or Habitats for Humanity, you know, that a lot of great things have come out of Katrina. So we can't sit there and reflect back on the negative aspects, because even though some people are gone, but they will never be forgotten. They will never be forgotten. Like I said, this storm has really helped me grow as a person. Like, I never would have thought that I would be where I'm at today if it wasn't for Hurricane Katrina. I do relate my experiences to a lot of things that goes on in my life. I call myself an NOKS, and that's a New Orleans Katrina survivor. And for anybody else out there watching this video, if you are from New Orleans, you know, please tag yourself to the video and, you know, spread the word that you are NOKS. Your family is an NOKS. Our city is a NOKS. We are New Orleans Katrina survivors, and we have made it. Like, if you are still standing and breathing and, you know, living your life in the now, you definitely should give thanks to God, for one, and to your city for still having your back, for still, you know, standing on their 2 feet doing the darn one thing. Because trust me, it was a big struggle for our city to, like, how do you rebuild a city? Like, in the now, like, in these times, how do you rebuild a city? I know there are other places that are being destroyed as we speak, but to see our city destroyed but not conquered is what gave me hope that there's always going to be there's always going to be trials that come into your life that try to beat you down. Katrina tried to come and beat us down. You know, she came with a mighty force. You feel me? But I think the love and the dedication and the prayers and the support and the continued guidance and the love, the number one reason that's New Orleans made it through this, because of the love of the people, the love of everyone who contributed monies and prayers and their hands, you feel me, their hearts, their minds, their bodies, whoever contribute anything. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm saying thank you on behalf of those who are gone, for those who are able to speak. I'm speaking up on behalf of them because they are a representation of New Orleans. I'm a representation of New Orleans. No matter where I go, New Orleans is always going to be instilled in me. And I'm just so grateful. Just so grateful. And remember Katrina and telling my story finally, you know, it really has, I think a weight has been lifted. Like, I don't have to feel like I have to hide the fact that I'm from New Orleans, or, you know, tell people that, yeah, like wean off the subject about it, because Katrina made me who I am today, and I'm a strong, independent, very, very focused and driven young African American male who's definitely putting New Orleans back on the map as a good thing. Like, we are good. We're gonna get better, and we will soon be great. So thank you, ABC 26, WGNO, for doing such a great job. Also, I can thank all the other newscasters for doing such a terrific job covering and sticking with, their city and staying behind them with it, because I know it's pretty hard to wake up every day or not even get any sleep, like I said, not even get any sleep throughout the duration of this storm. He did an awesome job. From my heart to yours, thank you so much, New Orleans. Remember, guys, NOKS, New Orleans Katrina survivors to heart. You guys, we are in it to win it. We will definitely make a great comeback. Remember that. So with that being said, I don't really know that much French. Let's say cheese. But thank you so much, YouTube, for partnering up with ABC 26 to provide us with an outlet to get out to the world, because I don't think that people understand the power of YouTube. Like, YouTube has come a mighty long way, a very, very mighty long way, and I'm extremely ecstatic that I was able to come across this link and feel inspired enough to do it. So thank you so much, ABC 26. Thank you so much, YouTube. Thank you, New Orleans residents. Thank you, family. Thank you, friends. Shout outs to the West Jefferson High School and the West Bank for still standing strong. Shout outs to the whole city of New Orleans for, just really doing the doggone thing. You guys are really, really blessed individuals. You've made it through something so traumatic that a lot of people haven't seen in a lifetime. So I'm definitely got to give my props to that. So thank you. Much love. Quadus.